welcome back, you guys, and today we are going to be working on the evaporation trap for the videos on how to get water in the wild.
Yeah.
Okay, in case you didn't remember from last time, we are going to be talking about the evaporation trap.
Basically what the evaporation trap is a contraption where the moisture from a hole evaporates and it condenses on a piece of plastic above it, and then it drips down the plastic and into a pot, which is also in the hole. So I'm thinking this one is probably going to do better than the plant transpiration that we did last time. What do you think?
I think it's going to definitely get more water out of it.
Yeah. I'm not sure on simplicity and materials and drinkability, though. I think the plant transpiration's got it beat there, but I think that it'll be able to get a pretty high number in yield. Okay, let's get to work. Okay, so once you got the hole dug, then you're going to want to fill it with some wet leaves and stuff that, well, ones that have lots of water, which we learned in our last video that sassafras and maple leaves work pretty good. So we got a mixture of sassafras and maple leaves that we're putting down in this hole here. Then we got a little pot of swamp water that just adds to the moisture and just makes a lot more water that's in there to evaporate. Then the next thing is to put your pot to collect the water down inside of the hole. When you're done with that, you're going to put the plastic sheet, which you can use a garbage bag or anything basically. It works good with clear plastic because the sun can shine down in there and warm it all up, but if it's not, it'll probably still work okay with something that's not clear. So you're going to want to put this all around the edges.
Alright.
Okay, so once you get that nice and pinned down and everything, the less gaps there are around the edges, the better. Then you're going to want to put some dirt in the middle and to weight it down so that the water all drips downward into your pot. A little rock would work good, but make sure the lowest point is right above your pot. And then basically you just let it sit there and yeah, that's pretty much it. We'll come back in a bit. We're checking in on the evaporation trap after about a half an hour. The sun kind of went away, so it might slow down the evaporation of the leaves, but as you can see up closer, there's quite a bit of condensation, so hopefully after a few more hours it'll start dripping down into the pot down below. This is the evaporation trap after I think it's been maybe a little more than 4 hours. It's looking pretty good. There's quite a few water droplets around the edges, and if you tap it you can get some of the water to actually drip down there. And you can see that it's been dripping for a little while because there's like trails in the condensation. A little bit of dirt slipped down from the edge. I don't know if I should try to move it or not, but yes. I think I'm going to leave it because this is still the lowest point, so it should drip down into the pot. Okay, so we're at about 5.5 hours with the evaporation trap. We built it this morning. It's about 4:15 in the afternoon, but we're going to leave it until tonight to make sure we got the maximum amount of water out of it. So while we're waiting, I'm going to explain another optional thing you can do. So while we were researching this, we found out that you could optionally put like some type of drinking straw or hollow reed down through here and under and down into there so that you don't have to deconstruct it every time you take it apart. We didn't do that for this video. So we'll check back with this later and see how much water's in it. So it's been about 7.5 hours since we set up the evaporation trap here, and we got quite a bit of water, and I think we're gonna take off the covering and see how much we got. So before we do that, I'm just getting as much of it as possible out of there. Feeling pretty confident about this one. It's been collecting a lot of water on the plastic. Got the measuring cup so we can measure it when we get it off, and then we'll judge it. Okay, here we go. And well, that's pretty anticlimactic. So well, we're gonna measure it now and see how much it is. Okay, it's like an eighth of a cup. So that's not gonna do too well when we go to judge it. So, well, the evaporation trap really didn't do as good on the yield as we thought. In fact, it actually did quite a lot worse than the plant transpiration that we did last time. So let's judge it. I think on simplicity, it definitely cannot beat the plant transpiration. What do you think?
5, maybe?
Yeah, 5. It's fairly simple compared to some of the other ones that we're going to be doing, but definitely nowhere close to this one. Materials, what do you think about this?
A pot, you could easily find like a empty water bottle or a old can or something that you could fill. And then a garbage bag, a tarp or whatever. Or
yeah, we talked about this last time with
bag.
the plant transpiration. Yeah, I think this one can get an 8. That's pretty good on materials. And even if you don't have a shovel, you can dig it with your hands, and then just water from anywhere, and then leaves. Like we talked about with the plant transpiration, the sassafras leaves seem to be good, but bigger leaves have more water. So anyway, I think materials is pretty good.
8,
yeah,
9-ish.
I think 8.
Yeah, probably 8.
And drinkability on this one, I think we should give it a slightly lower score than this one because it has been sitting around all day, which gives some opportunity for bacteria to grow. I think we'll probably give this one lower than this.
Sorry,
so maybe 6? Yeah. So we got a 6 there. And yield was absolutely terrible. And maybe it was just that we haven't left it out as long as, or that we didn't leave it out long as it should have been. But since we're comparing the yields over the same period of time with the other ones, I think we should give it a 1 because it does take a lot of time for a very low yield. And the other one, we put it out for just about the same amount of time, and it gave us quite a lot more.
Yeah.
And our total at that point is 20, which is a lot less than the plant transpiration. So at this time, plant transpiration is your leader, and we will be continuing this in a few days with the next one, which you'll find out what it is in the next video.